Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is Monday, the 9th of February, 2026. I'm pretty sure I've been putting 2025 on things. I'm pretty
Yikes.
sure I've been doing that.
I have.
Because today
I
I
mean,
realized, like, oh, Lord.
no one can blame you. We've done that we do that all the
All
time.
our lives.
Especially when, even though we are in the second month of the year, January, did go by a little bit fast. Well, actually, February has gone by faster than it seems like January did. But hey, it is what it is. No blaming here.
Yeah, something like that. Um, but yeah, we're here. And we already started talking by accident. So I think we're just going to continue on our conversation that we were having. We were talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, and I love this. This is what I love about having people that have their own opinion and they don't need anybody to you know let them think how they want to think. Because of course, all over my TikTok timeline, I just saw a lot of people that didn't understand Spanish enjoying themselves and just dancing around um, for the halftime show for the Super Bowl last night. Personally, I don't know. I loved it. I screamed when I saw Ricky Martin. I even screamed when I saw Lady Gaga and how they gave her excuse me, how she sang that song. If the word die with a smile. Ha. That's what the
That's
song.
who that was.
Bianca, I didn't even recognize it was Lady Gaga. I saw the tattoo on her arm that I'd always recognized from Lady Gaga. I was like, oh yeah, that's the tattoo, but it didn't look anything like her. To
It did
me, it
not.
didn't
I
look
think the
like.
reason why I knew it was Lady Gaga because I saw her at the Grammys, and she at the Grammys she still had the blonde hair with the blonde brows, so that's why I
Okay.
was able to recognize Lady Gaga.
But it
Y'all.
makes sense because Lady Gaga, her choreography is perfect. And
Always.
on that's during that set was when the dancers they were perfect. That was the only time the dancers looked good during her set. But now it makes sense why it's Lady Gaga. Of course her dancers are gonna be on point.
I don't think it was her dancers.
Well, it was her set, so they was looking real good. But the
I
most
think I think it's because it's more of what we're used to seeing when we're seeing people of Hispanic heritage dancing. I think that's what we're
that's what it
used to
is.
seeing.
Because
Hmm.
I worked with a bunch of Hispanics for a long time, and I used to go to all their parties and everything. They
Mm-hmm.
down with to get down. That's why I was surprised because they can dance. They shake that thing. They be doing it.
Sister,
So
hey,
Bianca, was your gripe? Hey,
we
Dustin.
we'll get
So
into it.
Bianca, quick
We
question.
ain't
So
gonna
was
we
your
ain't gonna
gripe with
never
the?
gonna get to the Jonathan. We're never gonna get to the haze if we keep on keep on talking. I know us. If we don't take a moment, a pause for the
Okay,
cause, we ain't never gonna get to this. Hey,
okay.
hi Miss Kim. God bless you.
Hey, Miss Kim.
Good evening,
She
Miss
says,
Kim. Greetings
"Hey,
and salutations.
J and B. Hey, Dustin." And she also says, "As long as you're not still saying Happy New Year." I do find that as a that's a triumph. Um, Miss Kim says, "I felt Puerto Rican watching this
Riggin!
halftime show. I was shimmying and wiggling my hips. Didn't need to understand what he was saying. I feel the joy, and I feel the same way. I'm very happy that there was not one lick of English, but from Lady Gaga. I'm happy I didn't understand. I was really happy I didn't understand it because I feel like it's a nice middle finger to everybody that feels like the Puerto Ricans that are a part of America can't be as American as America.
Who are
So
literally American citizens.
literally, and also Velvet Vibration says, "Hey y'all, all right,
Oh,
Joe. Oh,
So was your gripe with the dancing that they weren't dancing like in unison? and they weren't all doing the same thing at the same time? Because I did notice that as well. Like they were
Yeah.
all sort of kind of doing their own thing, which is what I actually loved about it, because it seemed like a huge dance party. Like,
That's what I liked
yes,
about it too.
yes, everyone, they weren't doing all the exact same choreography at the exact same time, which is what I think the majority of us are used to seeing when we're seeing a performance like this. Like, you know, during Kendrick
Y'all talking
Lamar's.
to a dancer. So negative.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I'm
That's
talking.
okay. Go
So
ahead.
y'all remember the girls, set of girls with the tan shorts when he
Mhm.
fell down the roof and he came out.
Uh-huh.
They were all supposed to be dancing in unison. You had one shaking triple time, the other one shaking double time. Then they'll all turn at the same time and do their little whatever at the same time. Then they'll get back, and this one forgot to move, and this one. I was like, "What is? Did they rehearse
You know
this?"
what, friend? I would like to thank you for pointing that out, because I fear that you're right. Because when I was looking at them, it felt like I was looking at a lot going on. I
It
know that now
definitely
I see
felt
you're
like
not
that.
talking about like when he was walking through the grass. That
No,
like
they were supposed to be each doing different things.
you're
Okay,
talking
okay,
about the
okay,
people,
cool.
Bianca. Your skillfully trained eye has taught me something on today. Because you're right. When we were watching all that butt wiggling, which I don't mind,
And the
Right.
okay,
gyrations,
and
honey.
there
But
They
were
were
you know
doing
they
a
got
lot of
bodies,
gyration.
baby. They be
there were
fine.
bodies going on
Well,
over there.
indeed, honey.
There thickums in them was out
Mm-hmm.
there shaking it, okay. But right, the shaking was not in cohesion. It was not together. You're right, friend. That's why I felt like there was so much to look at, because
Yeah,
it wasn't like just one butt jiggling. It was a whole bunch of butts
jiggling at different times.
Absolutely.
jiggling in different. I hear you, I see you, and I understand you. Um, what else? If there was anything else bad, hold on. Miss Kim says I'll be restarting Spanish classes soon. Took 4 years in high school and college. I should be fluent. I'm telling. I think it's because you're not using it throughout your day to day.
Right.
Mhm.
Miss Kim says, "Did y'all see the two poppies grinding on each other?"
At
Yeah.
that
Jennifer had to
car.
point that out. Jennifer had to point that out to me. I didn't even notice it until Jennifer
I
said
said those
so.
are two niggas up in that.
In the car, yep. They had the car door open.
I said, I was like, yes. Now I'm not. I'm not going to try to out anybody, but it feels really nice to see such a huge star on that level that is free. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm saying that he's not afraid of, I'm not going to say toxic masculinity. He's not
Right.
afraid of homophobia.
And
Because,
toxic masculinity, both.
okay,
I think
okay.
both can be
Is
true at the
Ricky
same
Martin
time.
though? Ricky Martin though?
Ricky Martin
Yes,
is for sure. He has come out.
Ricky
Okay, so
Martin is
yeah, so
openly gay and has been married to another man and has two sons, two twin sons, with that married man. And I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of years ago, Bad Bunny did kiss a male dancer on during a performance.
Oh, okay.
So I think it is. I don't think he is. You know, he's obviously not openly LGBTQ plus because he hasn't announced his
But he
actual
is supportive.
sexuality. But he is support. He is supportive, and I would consider him an ally, because he's obviously, and with the Super Bowl performance having male dancers dancing together, he's obviously open to that perspective. So I appreciate it, whatever it is that he gives us.
And gosh, man, somebody was talking about how he was wearing a dress one day. Of course, it was a MAGA person. He wore a dress to a
Mm.
to
I think it was Kid Rock that said
like a
that
Grammys or something like
he's
that.
yeah,
But he still looks so masculine. And he
so
has such a
masculine.
sweet face. Like when I look at pictures of him like up close to his face, he look like a baby.
He
I just
does.
want to. Anywho, I really liked the fact that the bulk of the high grass was people. I thought that was amazing. I saw a video of like the producer that helped produce or come together with the think they wanted to go through the grass as they did on the show, but they had like a limit as to how much they can bring out, how many trucks they can use to bring the stuff out for the show to not ruin the grass, the turf.
Right.
And so a costume designer or a producer and costume designer came up with, hey, how about you have these people run out there as grass? And I was like, because I was looking at somebody was waving
Yeah.
and it was grass. I was like, those are people.
Why they trees?
Those are people.
I had to look twice. I was like,
I think I see your face because, but I think I don't know how true it is, but they said it was up to 300 people in those grass suits to create those grass things. I was like, after hearing the explanation, I like that was like genius, you know, so they can, you know, use the trucks for big things that they actually had to carry. And who would not have liked to have that job of being grass during the Super Bowl?
Just for the experience.
I would have loved running out there, and I would have requested that I keep my grass suit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's right. Shoot.
Sell that shit on eBay.
Let me hold on to this. No, I'd be selling blades of grass from it on the eBay and keep the green. They had like a whole green suit, you know, and green gloves and green shiesty. I was like, wow, I would have loved to do that. I like how it told a story. Basically seeing Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. How it's basically you're seeing like life in Puerto Rico. And from what I'm hearing, like when they were up on those electrical wires or whatever during the it's an actual issue that they have going on now.
Not just during hurricanes, but on a regular day-to-day basis. Yes.
I was
Their
like,
power grid is trash.
I did not know.
Allegedly.
And of course, you know, the mainland America is not doing as much to help because, of course, the mainland American president don't even know that they Americans. So God bless them and all that they do. He highlighted Puerto Rican and other like great like tacos, not taco stands, but you know, food carts, a club that's up in New York. This is the last Puerto Rican like club or stuff like that. I know I'm saying all this wrong, but he highlighted a lot in their community. And it's like if I can go up and down for Kendrick Lamar for what he did, I can certainly be happy for the Puerto Rican community. Because I know I saw so many videos of them crying. I don't know if you, okay. I saw a video of a Mexican ESPN, Deportes, you know what I'm saying, Espanol. Child, they were crying. They were on the microphone just, you know, talking about it. Tears. And they said, back to you up there. They were, you know, choking up because, you know, I think some people that are represented all the time, or you could catch your time to be represented, you know, it's like I identify with that because that's how happy I was to see Kendrick Lamar not only do his songs, but also tell a story that's not being told a lot in front of such an audience. So I was just really happy for the Puerto Rican community and all that they stand for, which is another reason why my hugest request was that nothing be in English. Don't even subtitle it, which they didn't. They gave us Puerto Rico, and I'm very excited. Please excuse my American pronunciation. But I loved it. I loved it for them. I think I loved it for them more than I loved the actual performance. Does that make sense?
Now that I can
It does. It does.
I can do that 100%.
That's why I loved it. I loved it for them. I love that the Puerto Rican community was able to see Puerto Rico on the hugest stage in the world. Because there's people all over the world here for the Super Bowl, all over the world. People all up in the different pubs and such at all hours of the day watching the Super Bowl, and they were able to see Bad Bunny. So I think that was really awesome. To waste your emotions being angry about it, now that's where I draw the line. Not liking the performance, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Not everything everybody has a like, but understanding what it means and being able to be respectful of that, that's all we can ask for. That's all we can
Right.
ask
I
for.
can't imagine. I can only imagine the gravity of pride that not only Puerto Ricans, but all those in that Hispanic and Latino community felt for him to be on the biggest, that is literally the biggest stage, the biggest stage, because I think it was over 133 million people watched that halftime show.
At the
I'm not
same
sure
time.
if what the actual record is for the halftime show, but that is the time where the majority of eyes in America are glued to their TVs,
And the rest of the world.
and the rest of the world for that matter. You're right. And for those people to feel represented and seen, I understand what it is to, to see myself in arts and letters, like TV shows and movies, and how I felt, like how I felt when Moonlight was out. Like I have so much pride for that movie because
And winning
I see.
awards.
Right, and winning the awards, winning Best Picture in 2017 at the Academy Awards, like to feel seen in that way, and for everyone to see it in the same way, not in the same way necessarily because they may not be a part of that culture, but for everyone to be a part of that and share in that, um, was amazing to see. And Jennifer, just a side note, I would love for you to send as many of those TikToks as possible to me. I would love to see those reactions. I can look them up myself, but if you want to send those to me as well, please feel free
Yeah,
to
I
do
can
so.
send you some reactions. That's no problem. Miss Kim says MAGA folks would be a lot less stressed if they would just mind their damn business. Stop worrying about two men kissing.
Because that's what he should have had them dancers doing.
You should have been making out up on that thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Dry humping.
well, I think they were already doing the dry humping part because they were
Yeah.
body to body. Yeah, remember that? It's good times. Miss Kim says there's a woman on TikTok who broke down the symbolism in Bad Bunny's performance. I'll link it in Discord. Thank you.
Please
Peace and
do.
blessings. Justin says, happy Monday, everyone. Busy weekend for you, and look into the Savannah each other play. Oh, you still dissecting the Super Bowl? I'm sure of it.
No, he was talking about Savannah Guthrie's mother missing.
Oh, Savannah.
Yeah.
How do y'all look this real quick? How do y'all feel about that?
About what I missed?
Savannah Guthrie's mama has been missing for a week now.
Who is that?
Savannah Guthrie, she was a former, I don't believe she's still an anchor on the Today Show, but she was an anchor on the Today Show for an extremely long time. And her mother has been missing for the last, week and a half or 2 weeks?
Some people believe it might be connected to how many Epstein file survivors she has interviewed.
Mm.
I don't know, but it's been all it's been all over the news.
For me, it
God
just
bless them.
seemed really random for them to choose Savannah Guthrie's mother out of all people.
If
Because
that's what the case is.
if that's what the case is, because to me, like, I don't want to get into semantics or anything
Yeah.
of that nature, but for me, it just seemed very random. And for it to be as random as I feel it is, it has to be for a specific reason, at least in my opinion.
I just have to say this. All
Say
this
it.
allegedly over these files. If y'all didn't want nobody to get them or know about them, why are they files? Why y'all
Well,
didn't just keep it in your head?
I think they're files because I feel as though Jeffrey Epstein was trying to keep tabs on all the people that he was dealing with, and
Mm-mm.
if they were going to put him on blast, he would put them on blast in return. That's just my opinion.
There's files because they were investigating the man.
Oh, well, yeah, that is true.
And then when you're investigating somebody, you're gonna get all their emails, access to everything. So that's why Epstein's emails are out and about for us to be looking at it and not enjoying. Ooh, gosh, in disgust. And he has pictures. They went throughout the man's island. They took pictures of the rooms inside of the island.
Mm.
Inside of the, everything inside of the everything. Because he had like 2 trials. So his files are kind of thick, and people were calling the F to the B to the I about this man. I don't believe every single claim is true, but there's certainly plenty that people have called the FBI about involving him and the things that's being done. Well, that he's doing. So
Or was a part of. Yeah, got it.
that's why they first of all exist. And I think it was the stupidest thing for them to run on exposing the Epstein files because they had to deliver. He just thought that would be one of the many things that he never delivered on. And something tells me that the White House was very surprised that they held on to that campaign promise, knowing that he is all over it. All over it.
Well, I mean, once you run on a
That was his
particular
main
issue,
nigga.
once you run on a particular issue, like, you really can't run away from it.
But he's done it before,
That's true.
right? So he thought he'd be able to do it again, at least with that. It's one thing to say, I'm going to get the prices of whatever down. It's another thing to say, I'm going to release these files.
Right.
You don't have to use 5,000 acts of Congress to release files.
Yeah, he could have signed it away immediately.
Immediately. Miss Kim says Savannah Guthrie's missing mom equals a scheme that Todd set up. Yeah, something tells me it's just another thing to try to keep us from zeroing in on the horrible facts that are in those files because people are reading. I'm hearing some horrible things. Horrible. Hey Justin.
Hey, Justin.
He says, I watched both halftime shows and the contrast was wild. Yo, I saw somebody zeroing in on how many people was actually watching it live on whatever streaming thing they were looking at. And I saw it around, the highest I saw was around 277,000.
You're talking about the Turning Point USA
Yeah,
halftime
that one.
alternative. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, who would watch that live? Like, come on. Anyway, Unveil Vibration says, I love that they featured the sugarcane plantations and the call out to the power lines. Absolutely. Miss Kim said, hey, Justin. Justin says, hey, Kim. So good to see you. Okay, I already said that. Justin says she's still a current host today.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So that's why, I don't know. I'm about to say, so that's why they're talking about it so much. Because if you see the lady every day, of course they're going to talk about it.
Right.
Ms. Kim says Puerto Rico citizens has been complaining about their power grid since before Cankles threw paper towels at a crowd. That's horrible. Justice says the Guthrie case feels like an inside the family job to me. Ooh. We have to take the family's word. She got home safely that night. I think she was hurt when she got there.
Dang.
Yeah. Ms. Kim says Epstein also kept a paper trail for possible blackmailing if his circle ever turned on him.
That's what I was saying earlier
Oh
when
yeah, that's
Bianca was
also in there.
asking why are there files? Because I feel as though he was trying to keep tabs on those he was connected with in case they tried to turn on him, so he would have backup to run about them.
Especially when your main is the Trumpster.
Hmm.
Yeah. From what it sounds like, allegedly, it seems like the one of the main reasons why Epstein got, thrown up under the bus was because of a back and forth they had about a house that they both wanted in Florida.
Wow,
Ain't that something?
that's petty.
Not surprising.
It's not
What
surprising at
talk
all
about?
because the Trumpster he was able to get the house
Wow.
by using whatever means outside of money because it wasn't just money.
Mhm.
But of course they both had the money,
Right.
but yeah, you can't be getting the house that I want while you're in jail.
That's true.
So yeah, I will have to say it's funny to see that Mr. Elon Musk, he was trying real hard to get up in them parties, trying to see what's up. And even a house full of horrible men, I was about to say some other word that might get me in trouble,
Mm,
did not want to have him around. Ain't that something?
not
Somebody,
surprising though.
somebody explained because he partied too hard, he would go too far left. And doing too much is a liability.
And then in response, he said, "I'm Elon Musk. You think I don't have the ability to have a party of my own, and instead I would be begging to get an Epstein's party? Like, okay, hit dog hollering.
Okay. I'm sorry we got so far off of this. I need to mention Bianca, Jonathan. Um, after the Super Bowl, Chris Brown says that he's needed for next year. He
I
said that
felt
in a
that
post.
I felt that he didn't mean anything negative concerning Bad, but I want to believe, rather, I'll say this instead. I want to believe that he wasn't saying anything bad concerning Bad Bunny's performance in particular. However, I felt like it was the wrong place, wrong time. Um, I thought that was really insensitive to say that right after the performance. Like that was not a smart thing, at least in my opinion, for him to do. I get what he's saying. I get why he's saying it. Because he is Chris Brown. He's an excellent entertainer. I've seen Chris Brown live once. He has so much energy, so much energy. He dances nonstop. So I personally I think that would be a great idea for Chris Brown to be at the Super Bowl. I don't think it will ever happen, to be honest. I'm just keeping it real. I honestly don't think they'll ever allow it. But I just feel like it was wrong place, wrong time. I think it was an insensitive thing for him to say right after the performance.
What you think, Bianca?
I can agree with that too. Mm, he's probably wondering why he hasn't graced the Super Bowl. Hear me out.
Okay.
Because I mean, we get it. We know his past and
Right.
things that he was accused of and things
Yeah.
of that nature. But he's probably like, okay, I've turned a new leaf.
When am I going to be
The people who
forgiven?
I did these things to made music with me after that. So we worked it out.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And everybody else is still upset. And he is an amazing performer. And it's not just
True.
Bad Bunny. It's been other halftime performances. It's been like
Paul
adios.
McCartney, U2, just to name a
Yeah, it's
few.
other ones. So it's like let the real entertainer come up here and show y'all how it's done.
And those two performances come from people who are not from America. Everyone is complaining about Bad Bunny doing things. He is an American, but it's America. There you go.
Just a quick aside here. Well, let me give my opinion with the Chris Brown. Him saying that the way he said it, it just makes me wonder. Okay, I'm a person. I'm taking it as it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
When you do, okay, when your words are going to have weight,
Right.
you got to read it to yourself once or twice just to say, like, huh, how is this going to come off?
Right.
I don't think he has that in him.
But he probably didn't care either.
Exactly.
That's
But
true.
no, what I'm saying is like I didn't enjoy it.
Mhm.
Not that I didn't enjoy the message behind it.
But
I
the
just
performance
think that
itself.
the performance itself could have been a lot better, a lot more entertaining for me. It
Mhm.
wasn't that. So I'm not knocking him.
I could give you that.
I just didn't care for the performance. So maybe he's not knocking the things that he was saying and what he stood for. He
Right.
probably just wasn't entertained. And we know Chris Brown is an entertainer. That's
Right.
one thing that he does and does it well.
Exactly.
And I mean high value.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I mean, he probably was just like, I get it, and I'm glad that your voices were heard, but I wasn't entertained.
Right.
But I think
Because to
those are
be
the
true,
moments you got to remember that him saying it like that did not include the I get it. This was a moment, you know what I'm saying? But next time,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have known the details behind every single thing they did until you just broke it down.
Mm.
Like my FYP ain't showing me any of that. It's not showing me any of that at all. So I wouldn't have known until y'all came up here and just enlightened me, which I knew it had some meaning behind it for them.
Of
That was
course.
Right.
the whole talk and hype of what we're saying, but the
Yeah.
details of it, I wouldn't have known like the power line thing. I ain't know anything about that.
Right.
Mhm.
And just speaking truthfully, I probably would be more entertained by a Chris Brown halftime show as opposed to a Bad Bunny
Of
halftime show. That's
course.
because I'm more familiar with Chris Brown's
Of course.
music and more familiar with his catalog, whereas I know absolutely nothing about Bad Bunny's catalog whatsoever. The most that I know about I can't even name a Bad Bunny song, just to be truthfully honest, because a lot of times it's just not my thing. But at the same time, Jennifer, like as you were saying, is he wasn't thinking about the optics. And
Yeah.
when you're a person in that position, you always have to think about the optics. Like,
Because people
you
are going
know,
to dissect you.
exactly. But me being a Libra, of course, I'm going to, give him the benefit of the doubt. And, because I'm sure he didn't mean it in a negative way, but the way that the tweet was written and the timing of the tweet makes it seem as though he meant it that way.
For
So
all we know,
I get it.
he could have been inebriated and meant every bit of that shit.
Absolutely.
But, it, we don't know because we don't have context.
Exactly. I
So
was just going to say that we don't have context.
I wouldn't put that on him totally. I have a quick question for you guys.
Go. Shoot.
What, as an overall, since we're talking about overall feeling and entertainment on a Super Bowl, what y'all think about ushers?
I can't remember it to be honest.
I did. And oh, go ahead, Bianca.
No, were they skating?
They were skating.
Okay, go ahead, Jonathan. I got to get it back.
My favorite portion of the Usher halftime show was just them playing nice and slow. He didn't perform the actual song itself, but the song actually did play like just a little bit in the performance. I will say though that the performance wasn't necessarily memorable for me per se, but that's because Usher has never been my favorite artist. So as opposed to someone like, a Lady Gaga, her performance, that will always be etched into my brain because I was living for Lady Gaga, especially for her first 2 or 3 albums. I was the biggest Lady Gaga fan, listening to the audio from her Monsters Ball like concert. Like I was into Lady Gaga. So it just really just depends on how close I am to the artist. Rihanna's halftime performance, I was all into that because I'm a huge Rihanna fan. So it really does depend on who the actual artist is as to how big of a fan I am of that said artist, as to whether or not I'm going to really remember or be that into the performance itself.
Yeah, I think I should have been more specific, and I'm really starting to realize that we look at I have to remember that we look at everything with our heart, our soul, and our
Mhm.
memories and all that stuff. But as far as it being entertaining, really being like a stunner, like I'll have to say, I'm gonna go. Let's see. Miss Kim, she says, I loved Usher's. He didn't need Alicia Keys
No, he
at all.
didn't. Not to be screeching on that first note, he sure didn't.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Justice says, I want them to let Janet redo the Super Bowl again.
I was just
I
I was
was-
thinking that, Justin. I was really thinking that.
You agree, Bianca?
I would agree. I love Janet Jackson, and she performs too.
Still.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day.
Wouldn't that be some retribution though? That would be like
The ultimate retribution.
okay. I mean, I would immediately. I would say like, I don't know, guys. But thinking about what it could mean, I can get with that for sure. Miss Kim says, Chris Brown is a phenomenal performer. He lacks emotional intelligence, tact, and class. He needs an image overhaul. Wow. And I think that is what's holding him back. I don't believe it's just the one huge situation. I don't believe it's just that. Two, okay, yes, it is more than one.
Mm-hmm.
But because the most recent stuff, that's just fighting in a bar, like I can't, at least not a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I could get past that. But him, the emotional intelligence and tact and classes part of it is like he would need a whole press image overhaul. Just like you're right. That's the only way he could even somehow kind of somewhat be considered. Because the worst of his follies were years ago.
Years with an S,
Years
years
ago.
ago. Like me personally, I forgave Chris Brown like not that he needs my forgiveness in any way, shape, or form. But I forgave Chris Brown like long time ago. I understand why people still hold on to that because once something like that happens, they only see you in that manner. Much like I don't want to compare, but a lot of times when those types of things happen to people in the public eye, a lot of times that's how people see them. But
and also personal trauma too can
exactly.
assist in that.
So I understand why people still hold that grudge against him.
I get it, but at the same time, you know how you hear so many stories and so many speculations when it comes to not saying that it's ever okay, but depending on what the situation was, what happened, if stuff was life changing and stuff like that. Sometimes it can just take you over the edge. So
Mhm.
again, because we don't know, I'm like, that's a sticky situation to be in.
It is.
Absolutely.
That's a really sticky situation to judge, I'll say.
Miss Kim says she hated Rihanna's. She should have never been on a Super Bowl halftime show. Those are some strong words, Miss Kim.
Miss Kim, now stop it.
Strong words.
She was pregnant, okay? She did the best that she could.
And the best that she could was still
pretty good.
Because I loved it. I loved it.
She did something that no one else was doing. I don't know what kind of minds was. They were up in the air.
In the air. Like that was amazing to me. I've never seen something like that before.
Mid-stadium.
And I was just thinking, how freaking crazy is she? I fucking love her. She is pregnant, and you gonna risk going up there for one of them little strings to do like Beyonce Carr did?
She wasn't only. She wasn't only
tiny
pregnant,
strings.
but she was also. She looked good. Like the outfit was good. All that red and white, you know what I'm saying, going on. She looked real nice. And the dancers, top tier. She knew she had to get dancers doing everything. Okay, but the backbone was slipping.
Right.
Okay, the hips were isolating. Okay, people were doing their best and giving their all. We saw different choreography for songs that we've known for so long. Oh gosh, it was wonderful. I loved how we didn't see the faces of the dancers. The only face that we saw was Rihanna.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. And of course, it doesn't help that I love a lot of Rihanna's catalog. So everything that she's saying, I was here, present, and accounted for. And to be honest, I believe the pregnancy was a part of the show because I was at Dave and Buster's to watch it.
Oh, really?
Okay.
They had a deal to where you could pretty much get unlimited wings for the rest of that night.
Oh,
So
Wow.
Shoot.
So me and Tyrone, we were there. Of course, a whole heap of African Americans were there. And you should have seen like, you think she pregnant? It looked like she pregnant. And they were like, no, y'all leave her alone. She still got a little baby weight. I said, that baby weight's a little bit too pronounced for her to be no.
Okay, that tummy is poking out, honey.
It's a little bit too pronounced. I think she's pregnant. And of course, we find out hours later that she indeed was pregnant. I was like, who? And then she's the first pregnant lady to do the Super Bowl.
Come on, making history.
Making
Okay.
history. But once again, it was done so well. And it wasn't even a stage in the pregnancy where you couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
one thing if you a few weeks, you know what I'm saying, you in your first trimester. No, she was
Full
pregnant
Poking out.
And
I-
singing.
and singing. I was
Good.
very
I do believe that microphone was on. I do believe
I do.
that
I am in
microphone
agreement
was
with
on.
that.
Of
I was in
course.
agreement with that. And it's not like she'd been performing like, like she came off of a tour or something like that. So she had enough time to really prepare herself, her body for the space and time. So I love that. But yeah, Usher, for me, his performance, I felt like it was a little bit too all over the place.
It was very all over the place.
I feel like there wasn't a story being told because there wasn't. It just felt like it was, let's do this song and we could do this song. But I can kind of give him some grace because, like, of what we have now. These, with Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny, like, there's a story being told. We're seeing more than just, getting on the stage and doing your 1-2.
Oh yeah.
So,
I didn't even remember it.
that's the problem. It's, if it felt like we just gonna say, hey, for the A, yay, you know what I'm saying? That's
And I love Usher, but
exactly. We need to hire more imaginative people. We should have called Beyonce and said, hey, how can we make this a moment? Can you get your people? Call your people. Okay. Just thinking about though it was not a Super Bowl show, but that Cowboy Carter Christmas show for the Christmas football show. That was a really, really great performance. They used that whole football field. It was all over the place. I loved it.
Including the tunnel.
Including the tunnel. That was a performance. I think Usher he needs some more people. When they found out that he got the Super Bowl, he needed more people. Some Imagineers. Somebody that he can say, these are the songs I want to do, but I just want to do something different.
It just
And
looked
he
like a really,
has
really long. Oh, go ahead, Bianca.
oh no, I was just saying he has the talent to do it. The man can sing and dance. His behind all.
Exactly.
He needed the brain.
You need somebody else to be like, this is what I'm gonna put you in. Tell me the songs we trying to do. We can figure that out, and we're gonna create a story. You know what I'm saying? He can. And you're right about that, Alicia Keys.
Right. For me, it was just an elongated award show performance. For me, it didn't seem like a Super Bowl halftime show performance. Yeah.
I can see that.
I agree, and I agree. Let's see. Miss Kim said if she wasn't pregnant, it would have been mid. Vocals are trash, always have been. I only like her makeup. We respect your opinion.
We do.
We do, and we love you.
We absolutely do.
Sorry, not a fan.
It's okay, Miss Kim. It's okay. That is your opinion, and you are entitled to every bit of that for sure.
Above Vibration says, how did y'all feel about Bruno Mars Super Bowl show?
I loved it
It was fun.
personally, but I didn't necessarily like the fact that it was such a small stage. But Bruno Mars is not known for a huge like thing like that. So I
Yeah.
understood he probably asked for it to be a small stage like that because he just wanted it to be confined to what he is capable of. Not to say that he's not capable of doing a huge thing, but you know what he's comfortable with, and you know what would make him feel the best about his halftime show. But I personally loved it.
It was fun. I think still I have to think about what we were seeing back then. He was doing the norm. Get on stage and perform.
Yeah.
He was doing the norm, not necessarily telling the story and all that stuff. He was doing the norm.
And it also happened a little bit early in his career. Like I think he had only had maybe 2 albums out at that time, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, it wasn't that much to work off of. I thought he did great for what he had to work with.
Oh, and I learned that when it comes to the actual performance, well, you know that the artist doesn't get paid to do the performance,
Right.
but they do pay.
Don't. I never knew that.
They never paid a Super Bowl halftime show artist. They basically getting paid an exposure, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
They do help pay for some of the for the production. They help pay for the production, but some of that stuff is coming out of the artist's pockets as well.
Oh,
So maybe, you know, these big stars are getting more liberal with how much money that they put into it, you know, add to what they're doing.
now that makes sense too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, talking through it, you always come to a good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Good night.
So it's like, here's your opportunity to be on the biggest stage in America. Some may say the world, but you know, America for sure. Here's your opportunity to showcase your music and be seen over and over and over again. And with anybody that has performed for the Super Bowl, all their music goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like with Kendrick Lamar, he's somebody I actually paid attention to with the whole thing. All of his music, a lot of his music became number one, you know, for sure after that. It's
Even
amazing.
Missy Elliott performed with Katy Perry during her halftime show. Missy's numbers skyrocketed.
Just being a guest.
Just being a guest. I think she performed either 1 or 2 songs during that set.
Yeah. Missy deserves a whole show.
I think she did Work It and Get Your Freak On, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe I don't know did y'all see like any of the pictures or videos from her tour with Sierra and Busta?
I've seen a couple of those, yeah. The outfits for that tour are out of this world.
Of course, Missy is out of this world. She's always been.
She needs her own Super Bowl halftime performance because I believe
I agree
that
with
would be a spectacle.
For sure.
A feast for the eyes.
All 3 of them together.
Yeah.
Sierra and Busta.
Wouldn't that not be wonderful?
It would be awesome.
Busta would have to really work out and get his breath control up for that. Miss Kim says, loved Bruno Mars. I watched his recently. Wow. Okay. Miss Kim says, Missy overshadowed Katy. Katy is another vocal nightmare.
I'm trying to see. I
can't say that she overshadowed Katy, and I'll tell you why. She at the time, this is when Katy Perry was like here, you know what I'm
Number
saying,
one.
with the teenage dream and all that stuff. I think we would feel like she overshadowed Katie because we don't love Katie like the other people love Katie. That's all that was. We love Missy
Exactly.
though.
Right.
Teenage dream.
It's fun until she actually started talking more often. I was like, I don't know if I want to hear her no more.
Bianca, I ran Teenage Dream into the ground in my car when it came out, girl. Like, and I did actually start paying. I did pay attention to Katy Perry when she first came out, even though I Kissed a Girl was never my favorite song in the world. But there were other songs on that album that I did enjoy. So when Teenage Dream came out, I was over the moon. So me personally, I enjoy Katy Perry's musicality. I do enjoy her voice as well. I do think that she is a nice singer. I won't say she's the best singer in the world, but I think she is a nice singer. I think she has a nice voice. I do love to hear her sing.
I think I lean more towards the California Girl song, the way that jig.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that.
TGIF is my favorite song off the Teenage Dream album, personally.
Gotcha. Don't know what any of that is.
Me either.
Last Friday night, we was drinking in the
Oh.
cars, and we took too many shots. Think we kissed, but I forgot.
And Fireworks was good too.
Do it all.
She helped what's that song she did with Juicy J? I don't think he was on that album. But,
No, that's on the I think it's called Dark Horse.
yes.
Yeah.
Dark Horse. That was on her album after Teenage Dream.
I really like that song.
I
Juicy
do
J did
too.
that. Thank you, Juicy J, because it wasn't just her.
Yes.
That
Yeah. Lullaby.
Real,
Evil
it was
lullaby.
real
Okay.
ethnic, like,
Okay, real ethnic. That's the only reason why I like it, because it was ethnic.
Yeah.
And that's why I say with Justin Timberlake, I always thank Timberland for all that music.
And
Lean
Pharrell.
into that. And Pharrell. Thank you, Pharrell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Katie, I believe, is a victim of the same thing that Alicia Keys is a victim of. Writing a whole bunch of music that is outside of their range.
Oh.
And especially over time, like there's a lot of those notes that Katie can't hit now, including what's her name? Including Alicia Keys. All the notes, and we wanting to hear her sing it like the track, but I know we'll never hear that again. Even in the song that she recently did, when she did that Girl on Fire and then performed it while it was still out, she couldn't even do it live. I was like, why are you doing this to yourself, sis?
Yeah.
It's sad to me. But yes, the people that are singing songs outside their range, Brandy, she actually spoke about that recently. The song "When You Touch Me."
Hey.
Brandy was talking. She was basically saying that what's his face?
Darkchild, Ronnie Jerkins.
Yeah, it's like she kind of blamed him
She
for.
did. She literally did.
She blamed him
She literally did.
for having all these songs that are higher than her tone, because she was talking about her first album, like talking about like seem like ever since, like how that started so low,
Her second album,
Mhm.
because she was talking about the Full Moon album during that interview. And to be honest, I love when You Touch Me even more because she went higher. Because me personally, I love me a soprano. I love me a woman who can sing high. Like that's just my thing. So when I heard her belting out like that, like I never heard that before, I love Brandy even more. But I do understand what she was saying. She was saying that it wasn't necessarily in her range. And when you want to perform those types of songs, you're typically expected to sing it in the same exact key when it is live. Of course, people are going to notice that you know dropped it down a little bit, especially when they start singing it along with you. So I get why Brandy said what she said, because I can understand as an artist of her caliber having to perform a song like that you know, that you yourself would consider outside of your range. I get why she said that. It did sound bad that she was, like you said, she was blaming Rodney, because she was literally blaming Rodney for I wouldn't say forcing her to do that, but sort of kind of forcing her to do that. And so, you know, I get why she said that. I get why she said it, but it wasn't a great
You
idea.
would say it like that though.
Right.
But we also know that she is a person who care about range. Let's not forget about the verses. She went in on Ray J and told him to get off the stage and shut up. Because we all know what he sound like on the verses.
I mean, she's not called the vocal Bible for nothing. Like, she knows her voice.
Yeah, I remember hearing about how he was like well, she told me to drink the tea. She basically told him everything that he needed to do to prepare himself for the verses, and of course he didn't do. I'm sure he just continued to drink and do whatever drugs he was doing. So
She
God
should
bless
have
him.
to just focus on them earbuds and them scooters. He
Do
shouldn't
that.
have no range. Not now. Just business.
Ciao. Let's see where we were at. Miss Kim says Dark Coast was good. Have y'all heard Juicy J's jazz album? No, I have not.
Mm-mm.
Miley would be a good pick too. Miley Cyrus?
Chicken butt.
When I think of Miley Cyrus and being on a stage like that, it's like she would have to have a good amount of guests to really have,
To fill it out a little bit.
yeah, because she doesn't have the consistent amount of like hits. She has a good number of hits. You know what I'm saying? But she doesn't have the consistency thing. She would have to have a good amount of people. She'd
Yeah,
have it. Go ahead.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say leave it to Lady Gaga. Okay. Just
I
leave
forgot that Lady Gaga already had one. Because I heard somebody say Lady Gaga, she should be next. I was like, didn't she already do it?
She did it a while ago.
Yeah.
Actually.
At her height.
Yes, at her height, exactly. I think it was on her third album that she did the Super Bowl.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, she came in like Michael Jackson everywhere.
Yeah, she came in from the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
I love her and her music, her choreographers. Oh my God.
I mean, well, she started out with Lorianne Gibson, okay, the Boom Cat Cat Queen, honey. Okay.
You can tell.
You can tell.
Miss Kim says Miley has range. She can give a little Pat Benatar and a little soul. I don't know about that.
Me either.
I get what you're saying. I think I understand what she meant by the Pat Benatar and soul, because of the tone of Miley's voice. It's not your average, you know, lily white girl voice. It's, you know, it's got a little bit of rasp to it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like she's, you know, might be singing from her diaphragm a little bit. I get what you mean, Miss Kim.
Really
she doesn't have my favorite voice in the world, but you know, and I wouldn't buy an album from Miley Cyrus. But hey, I get what you mean.
I can agree. She do be singing.
She does.
I really did enjoy Flowers. So like, I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. That's a cute song that she sang. But here's my problem with her. I don't know where she's staying. You see her daddy, you see her mama. I want to know where she stands as a person and who she is. I don't expect anybody to do interviews and stuff like that and say, hey, this is where I stand, this is who I am, and what I'm here for and stuff like that. Because it's like I don't see her in spaces that provide us with information showing that I stand on this side of town. Um, and what made it worse for me when she was doing that, when she was in her Black appropriation phase, um, I took that as disgusting because she did what a lot of people do to try to escape the child star thing. I'm just gonna go all the way left and try to twerk on everybody and hire little people and to be in my shows and just do the craziest things and become a whole Negro just to drop it all and, you know, go back to what I want to be now that I'm seen as somebody that's not a child anymore. I think that should be studied more, how people use the African American culture to try to break away from, just use that
It's just
to be
rebellion. That's
something
all it
else.
is. It's just rebellion.
But it still doesn't tell me where you stand though.
That's true.
If that's how
Very
you
true.
move.
That is telling you how she stands.
Ooh,
Because
and there we go.
I have to say, I don't know who Miley is, and I don't know what she stands for. I haven't. There's to me, Miley doesn't have an identity as far as I'm concerned.
And I
Um,
totally agree.
and a lot of times you can tell who someone is, or you should be able to tell who someone is by the music that they make. And she's like real yin yangy with it, So
But that's the thing, though. See, sometimes people want to be too invested, so to speak.
Mhm.
If you can't figure out who somebody is, maybe that's somebody that you shouldn't know. And that's just period. That's just that on that.
and it's
Stop
okay that
trying
I
to
don't know her.
figure everything out. Like I tell people, when people think about things that we be like is off the wall, and they be like, I just can't understand why they would. Well, if you were crazy, you would understand it. So do you want to go crazy so you can understand the craziness that's going on in their crazy brain? No, it's not meant for you to understand because you are level headed.
Mm.
You're level minded.
Come
Everything
on.
is not meant for you to understand. You don't have to know everybody.
And
Just
and
you
I
over
was
you
and I was
over
just
there.
I was just about to say, Bianca, when we don't understand, sometimes I think it's meant for us not to understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna leave that there because as a Black person, we've been disappointed over and over and over and over again by thinking that somebody is okay with us, they're cool with us, they vibe, they get it, and then something come out their mouth that
Yep.
just what? And now we're disappointed. So I'm that's why I say what I say. I don't know enough, so I'm not going to invest any thoughts, feelings, or concerns, or even give her as much as a Super Bowl. That's a solid no for me. Um, Miss Kim says, "I thought the Cyrus family was beefing." Yes, they are. Mama don't like daddy, daddy don't like mama, daughter don't like daddy. It's crazy. Their family is jacked up. The most recent thing I heard about somebody outside of Miley was her father. Uh, her father's most recent girlfriend, fiance, wife, I don't know, released some narcissistic sounding audio, basically how he keeps her in the house or how she can't do nothing or he makes her do things and stuff like that. It sounded horrible. The way he was talking to her was absolutely disgusting.
Yikes.
And it's like, no wonder she don't talk to her daddy.
Mm.
That makes sense. Miss Kim says Pharrell's had Molly twerking and vouching for her love of hip hop. Let me tell you something. You sure that was Pharrell? I thought that was Mike Will made it.
I'm pretty sure it was Mike Will made it because he produced her Bangers album, which was the
That
one you were
album.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that was Pharrell. But yeah. Yeah. Talking about smoking weed and stuff like that in the in the place with them and all that stuff. Just like I
Now y'all know them white people be doing them drugs now.
Yeah, I know they be doing them drugs. But I don't know. I don't know. Um because a part of me can be like, it kind of sucks being out there in the world, having to have a definition for yourself and then trying to find yourself and trying to see what's the next thing that's going to work for you to be out there. That is kind of sad. But rather than jump into somebody else's um culture,
Mhm.
do some soul searching and find what's for you.
Right.
Or
And she
how
has such,
if you don't have the capacity.
and I believe I just wish she would do country. She just has that voice.
She
Mm-hmm.
does.
I believe she could be some true get back to that mainstream country. Like y'all remember like Shania Twain and Leanne Rimes and Faith Hill back then, when country was mainstream.
Yeah,
Child.
Ben has taken over country. Cause I love me some Luke Bryan, baby. Hey.
Miss Kiff says Pharrell was involved too. Child. But
Can't nobody make her do nothing this
that's what
young.
I'm thinking. It's like
Like,
nobody
and
made
that's
her
why I said,
twerk.
stop. We gonna have to stop that. Pharrell called the check, okay? If Miley Cyrus called and said, "I need you to produce this for me, and I want it to sound like this," he's gonna make the check, okay?
Come
He's admitted
on.
to that. So
He's
it's
going to
up.
cash the check.
He's
Exactly.
gonna cash the check. Him and Mike Will made it. They're gonna be like, "Okay, hey, what you need me to do? Got it. I'm finna write it
You
for you."
got the
It's up
money,
to
the
you.
music, honey.
Because
Yeah, it's up.
she was reaching out.
You shouldn't have been the one up there with them little chicken meat clapping and flapping and carrying on stage like that. You have control of your outfit. You have control of your set. The only thing they did was make the song. They didn't hire her choreographer. So
What
where you put that
choreographer?
in? Right.
All right now.
Because I've never
what
seen
what are
Miley
we doing
Cyrus
here?
do choreography in my entire life. Never.
Word stylist then.
Now, stylist, we can ask about who was that stylist. Um, but her like being in that, what's it called? Like, was it silicone or whatever? Like what vinyl? She and acting the way she was acting, that was totally her choice. I'm sure she said, "Well, let's do this,"
Right.
and we call the right people to make that happen. They were say, "Okay," and how much was that again? Okay. This is how much I charge. Child, I'm not gonna blame them black people for making their dollar bills, Joel. Um, Justice says, I wish we didn't know where my I wish we didn't know where Nicki Minaj stands. LOL. It's not always a good thing to overshare in the big 26. And
Correct.
he also says, chicken meat. I'm tired, Bianca, LMAO. And she says that performance was so raunchy. She just that's like her fighting to not be that little kid anymore.
Mhm.
Just remember, she's just getting finished with doing the whole Miley Cyrus thing. Hannah
Party in the
Montana.
USA.
That
Yep.
was
Oh.
that was right after that. She's trying to escape that and not be that. So I'm gonna do a total left turn and I'm gonna be black.
But you know
Uh,
what? I watched a girl, she did a video on Taylor Swift.
mhm.
And she was saying how Taylor Swift is really struggling with her career right now because of the deal that she signed. She was like, they still want her to make 18-year-old music when she about to be 30 something and married. They won't, like when she tried to make songs about having sexual relations and stuff like that, they shut it down. They still want her to make those 18 box songs. So she's struggling trying to see how she can be her present self and it reflect in her music right now. But everything she does, they shut it down because they still have this Disney image that they want her to carry. So baby Miley Cyrus said, F Disney, F the image. Now, did she take it too far? Yes.
Yes.
Way too far. She took it way too far. But they said when it comes to country music and that country era, They do not play
They don't play.
about when you try to branch out into your own. They was like, the girl was like, it's not happening. She was like, she's struggling so bad right now
And
with her.
she's not even country now. She's like just pop. And to be honest, from what I've heard, she wanted to be pop in the first place. They just use country as the caveat.
But I mean,
Mhm.
she's been pop since like 2009, y'all.
True, but it is kind of sad. Like she's being forced to be a certain way, or she's saying that this is what makes money. I'm going to continue to make music like this,
But see, she's not making it. Her fan base is falling off because her fans are growing, but her music can't grow with them.
which is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's how they think. Just continue to do what was making money. That was proven to make us money. So, but it's like how you think Beyonce made it. You know what I'm saying? Because as Beyonce grew, we were growing with her and we were introducing our people that might be younger to her older stuff so they can understand that, to understand why she's here where she is now. You know, everything from Beyonce, where she does sound like the teenager that she was, or excuse me, a young adult that she was, to now to grown married mother. It's like you have to move. You have to move. And Taylor Swift, from what I've been hearing and seeing, she's been one of those kind of people that pushes for the autonomy to be able to do the things that she wants to do and to, you know, for her to own her stuff and all that stuff. But why can't she own it? Why can't she write the music that she wants to write? Even though the bulk of us don't want to hear, I'm not interested in that. Why can't she? She still has the right to be able to do what she want to do.
Right.
And real quick with Nicki Minaj, we still don't know where she stands.
And I don't
Let's
care
be
to know.
real,
I don't care to find out.
because
Don't
she's just
care.
moving with whatever tide that's going to bring money into her life.
Wherever the wind blows, child, that's where she's going.
And
Good luck.
these are the moments where I realized she's been doing that from point A,
hmm
moving with whatever gets her the money. So, oh well. Beyonce is 1 in a million. Well, you do have a point. But there was a point where she said, I'm going to do what I want to do. Remember when 4 came out?
hmm
She said in the that concert that she did, she said, what do you do when you've done everything? And she said, I do whatever I want to do. And that's when 4 came out. That's one of my favorite. I do like a lot of albums. Okay. But 4 was one of those ones that I was kind of stuck on for a little bit. That
Me
was
too.
that was a really good one. Miss Kim says your fans should grow with you. Taylor's music is stunted, and she acts like a 16-year-old.
That's what she's trying to get away from, Miss Kim.
But they
not letting her. They not letting up. That contract was tough, baby.
and she let some of that racism out too, though, with a song called Opalite. Her most current album, Bianca, one of the songs talked about how she's not a stallion.
That's because she wants to be, but she can't. Hooker.
Megan Thee Stallion was a young lady that Travis Kelce tried to get with before he got with.
Oh, she damn sure right. She ain't no stallion. Y'all, I seen a picture of her yesterday. No, let me tell y'all. Listen, I'm serious now. I seen a picture of her yesterday, and Megan Thee Stallion is snatched, baby. That waist, she not worked out so well because that waist is tight and that ass was fat. Okay,
And not just fat. It's like you know it's tone, but it still say hello. It still got a little jiggle to it.
and
Okay, a
that
little
little
reverb on
white
it.
dress with some black polka dots.
That
Baby,
one.
like this the whole video.
That
I said, I know. I just want him to grab it right quick.
and she celebrating his birthday, and she dressed up. She got the hair, the wigologist. She got the makeup and everything for his birthday. I was like, and guess who was there at his birthday party, Jonathan?
Who?
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Wow.
He was up in the front like this.
Hey, that's what's up.
And they were singing Crossroads. You won't be lonely. I love that. Because if I could get both sides of harmony from my husband, that's part of his childhood. He loved him some Bone Thugs. He the one got me into it's the Ragged Stuggers ball. It's the Ragged Stuggers band. Come on now. Come on.
Hey, that's my song right there.
Miss Kim says Nikki has zero integrity. Agreed. And these are the moments. This is what you. This is what happens when you see a Meg Thee Stallion. She said, "I need to start doing squats."
Come on.
Okay.
Sit up, Sue. That stomach was.
That dress was so cute, and to think like she didn't have to be showing everything to literally show everything.
Right.
That dress was so cute. This is why I enjoy following her on TikTok. It's really wonderful. Anywho, blessing to my feed. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna have to send that to you, Jonathan, so you can see how she looked.
Please do.
All right, y'all. It's been real. I see. This is what happens when we start talking about music. It don't stop. Okay, because we're all passionate about music, and I love that. I'm not gonna say anything else because that would start another conversation. So shut up, Jennifer. Y'all, it's been real. Thank you guys for being such a great outlet for me. And that's all I got. Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.